I'm here at Southdowns Park in Lewes, and this project is registered for the Government Help to Buy scheme. Now, we often get asked by people, what is Help to Buy, how does it work? It's effectively a government scheme which helps people get onto the property ladder. Now, I'm probably not the best person to tell you about it, but fortunately, I'm here with someone who is. Josh Sisley from Wooton and Bean, financial advisor, and dare I say it, a bit of a Help to Buy specialist.
Thank you very much.
So Josh, give us a bit of a brief overview. What is Help to Buy? How does it work? What's it for? What's it look like?
Of course, so Help to Buy is a government-backed scheme. It allows you to borrow between 20 and 40% of the purchase price, depending on the area you're purchasing in. It's interest-free for the first 5 years, and you pay a £1 management fee every month. Right,
so it's effectively an interest-free loan from the government that'll go towards your deposit?
Yeah, of course. So you will need to put in a minimum of 5% deposit. You need to borrow a minimum of 10% of the government-backed Help to Buy equity loan, and then you will take around 75% mortgage.
And can anyone do that? Is that open to everyone and anyone, or is it only specific people?
It's only specifically for first-time buyers now. It previously was different, but now it's only for first-time buyers.
So you've got this 20% available to you that you can use. Do you have to use the whole of that 20%?
You can take a minimum of 10% of the equity loan. So as an example, on a property value of say 400,000, most people will utilise the full 20%, and then you'd be borrowing at 75% loan to value, which would be 300,000.
Okay, because you've got your 5%, you've got the 20% that comes in from the government, and then you get the 75% mortgage. Okay.
Exactly.
And just because a site's registered for Help to Buy, that doesn't mean you have to use Help to Buy. You've got choices, options.
Yeah, of course. So some lenders will lend up to 90% on a new build house. Other lenders will lend, say, 85% on a new build flat. It's just down to individual circumstances.
Now, I appreciate that there are lots of variables and moving parts, but what sort of percentages, interest rates are people looking at?
So roughly at 75% loan to value against the property, you'd be looking at rates around 1.2%. However, these are subject to individual circumstances and of course subject to change. Yeah,
of course, get that. And just in terms of monetary, what does that look like as a repayment? So this is a £400,000 property and you're borrowing 75% on a mortgage. What's that going to look like at 1.2%-ish?
So over, say, a 35-year mortgage term, you'd be looking at a rough repayment of about £865 a month.
Okay, but that's all down to individual circumstances, and they need to come and talk to you and work out what that looks like, how it works, and what's best for them, yeah?
Exactly. So we'll go through everything from start to finish, assess credit, what their circumstances are, and then make a recommendation on the back of that.
Okay. Now, within the Help to Buy process might sound a bit scary to people. How is it different? What can they expect? What's the process? Day one, I want to use Help to Buy.
So what we'll do is complete a full affordability assessment using the Homes England calculator. From that stage, we will then do the application for them to Homes England. We need to make sure it matches the mortgage application, so we do that as part of the overall package.
So people can come and see you and you'll hold their hand through it, talk them through the different stages, and you'll kind of manage that process, the mortgage and the Help to Buy in one.
Exactly. So we will do, say, the Help to Buy application. That takes a few days to come back, and then we'll start the mortgage application.
Great. Josh, so what does someone need to think about? Is there certain eligibility criteria that people need to meet in order to use the Help to Buy scheme?
Yes, so the following eligibility criteria is, in order to reach the criteria, you must be at least 18 years of age, you must never have owned a home or residential land in the UK or abroad. Affordability is based on a maximum of 4.5 times your income and 50% of additional pays, bonuses and overtime. You require a minimum deposit of 5% against the property price. You must take a mortgage of minimum value of 25% of the purchase price, and the property must be valued within the maximum property cap for the area.
So for more information about the Government Help to Buy scheme, you can search Government Help to Buy and have a look on their website. If you'd like further information about financial advice or how to complete your Help to Buy application, you can go to wootonandbean.co.uk. And for all your Sussex property needs, visit oakleyproperty.com.